Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Christopher Marciano and I am so excited to have you be a part of Transparency, the Albumentary. So instead of releasing the album, I wanted to give you guys a behind the scenes look into the album. So, in a sense, this is the documentary behind my album. Get it? Documentary, albumentary. No. I hope you're as excited as I am. This is Transparency, the Albumentary.
My heart belongs to you.
Oh, how did you get into music?
So at an early age, I had a lot of difficulties communicating with my peers and with my teachers. So they automatically thought something was wrong with me academically. And they placed me into speech classes where, you know, a few times a week they were pulling me out of classes to work on pronouncing my words and communicating. So they thought that was helpful, but to me, you know, I was taken out of an environment that I was supposed to be in, and it never really got me acclimated to my peers because I was constantly being pulled out. So that kind of formed an even stronger wall, and it caused me not to want to communicate to anyone. So I resorted to writing. So anything I was feeling, I was writing down in journals and notebooks or scratch papers while I was working. And little by little, that writing turned into poetry. And I started submitting to different essay contests and different poetry contests, and I was winning first place. I won, you know, $100 here and a flat screen TV my senior year of high school. And to some, you know, looking back right now, it doesn't seem like it was a lot, but for me back then, I was like, oh, well, you know, I might have something here. Fast forward, I transitioned to writing music and just putting lyrics to instrumentals that I found online. So, you know, this is my first time being in studios and all these amazing studios like Icon Studios in Atlanta, and being in Miami, being exposed to different producers, and I was in the same room working on the same song with Nicki Minaj's producer back then, and it was just, you know, surreal. We were just traveling and writing songs over and over. I mean, there were a lot of ups and there was a few downs as well. So after that, I started writing for local artists in Orlando.
Yeah, and you then started being an artist.
Yes.
So what made you finally say, look, I'm going to go this route and just start putting out my own music?
Let me tell you. So I was in the studio one day with one of my artists, and I found as a songwriter, and you probably hear this a lot too, you're not just a songwriter. You find yourself dabbling, and even like you as a DJ, you're not just a DJ. You're doing like consulting, you're doing all these other things as well. So for me, I found myself kind of playing like an A&R, like listening to their music and say, hey, I think this is, even though it's not my song that I wrote, I'm like, I think this is your strongest song. You should put that as a single. So I was just guiding him, and then one day he checked me and was like, well, how do you know you've never been an artist yourself? And you know, I'm really quick to argue because I feel like I'm always right. So, and I'm a Virgo, I'm like very meticulous and about my way. I was like, you know what, you are absolutely right. So right then and there, I had a song in my archives. I have thousands of songs, but I had this one song that I did not want to give to other people. I was like, this is, I didn't even say this is my song. I was just waiting for the right person. And then I was like, well, you know, let me cut this record and see how it is. And that ended up being my first single, Runaway.
I need you in my life. Need you in my life. Oh, I need you in my life. Need you in my life. Oh, don't you run away.
that's when I started this whole journey of becoming an artist about 2 years ago, and told myself, you know what, I'm going to be an artist and learn everything there is to be an artist so that I can become a stronger songwriter, a stronger businessman, and be even more helpful when it comes to working with different artists. Fast forward, I ended up falling in love with it. As soon as I hit the stage, I was like, okay, I love writing music, don't get me wrong, but I absolutely love being on stage and just hearing others sing my songs. That's where my path has been.
So what was the inspiration behind the album?
Once was darker than shadows. Now I'm clearing my mind. If I'm being quite honest, I've been taking my time. My walls have been broken. I feel free, I can't lie. After years of hiding, transparency is mine.
Transparency is the title of my album. This is everything that you need to know about me. The good, the bad, the ugly. This is literally my Pandora's box opening up. Once you listen to the album, you know who Christopher Marciano is. As I was building the album, I started with the notion that, you know, I want everyone to get to know my journey and what I've gone through. And a huge point of my life, mental health got the best of me. And when I was writing these songs, I was reflecting on how much I went through and how I got through those points. And I'm hoping that, you know, that 10-year-old child or that 42-year-old man can listen to these songs and see, you know what, I can make it through as well. So if I could be that person or be that voice or be that liaison between improving someone in their mental health, then that will be, then my job is done from that point. And that is why the title Transparency is there.
We'll make it through the night. Say that you want me, that you want me, cause I get this fine. Say that we'll be just fine. We'll make it through the night. Say that you want me, that you want me.
All right, so why did you write this song?
So the creation of All of Me, I really wanted to challenge myself to write in someone else's perspective. Being honest, completely honest, I wrote this about a relationship, a really tough relationship that I went through. And when I was in that relationship, I had a really difficult time understanding his side of the argument. Because oftentimes, you know how it is. When you're in a relationship, you tend to always feel like you're right. I'm a Virgo. I'm always right. Man, I'm just, you know, you just need to trust me because I'm always right.
What do you mean?
I'm always right.
Yes, you are, puppy.
Yep. So I could not see his side. So years later, this has been, you know, a sense of closure for me. I sat down and I was like, you know what, let me try to write this song in his eyes, see what he was going through. So the relationship wasn't going in a positive direction. So I felt like, you know, just cut it quips and let's end it now. But he just kept fighting for, you know, us to be together, and I really didn't understand why. So when I sat there, I forced myself to understand why, and I wrote in his perspective, and it gave me a sense of growth, and it gave me a sense of enlightenment, because I was like, oh wow, okay, he was experiencing all of this. Mm-hmm. So the portion that I have my feature singing is actually my perspective, and the portion that I'm singing is his perspective. It was a really cool challenge because I'm usually just writing about my experiences and what I went through, but in that sense I felt like In that moment, I saw that it was important for me to understand all aspects of the relationship. So that is how All of Me was born. First off, All of Me was produced by Layird Music, an amazing producer that I had the pleasure of working with. He was very involved with the creation of my album. Someone taking a chance on me, it's a difficult thing because I am an independent artist. So I heard a lot of no's before I heard this one yes. But what I learned from that experience is that all of those no's didn't equate to anything, because when I got that right yes, it was absolutely mind-blowing. And I'm hearing, Diddy, DJ Khaled, Meghan Trainor, and Fergie all tell her how amazing she is. I'm like, this artist is dope. So that's where the light bulb went out, and I emailed her. Not even 2 days passes by, and I get an email back that said, Candice Boyd loves your record. You heard me?
Yeah.
Candice Boyd loves your record. And she would love to be on it. I was like... So, this is what I'm talking about. The right yes. When that right yes comes, it is meant to be. And that started the whole journey of Candice Boyd being featured on All of Me.
Your heartbeat died and I was brought to life, to life, to life. There's rhythm to my pulse, I can't deny, deny, deny. You tried too many times to make it right. A fool for you, I won't be tonight, tonight.
I want you, you want me, I know that it's crazy. Let me do it again. I feel like whenever I go high, it stops it. Like when I do crazy, it's like no, Marciano, no. Okay.